The tax proposal could just make a casual trip to the target range a pricey venture. Her doctors delayed draining the fluid that had accumulated right here at the base of her neck for just a few days, but they waited too long. Lisa, Kim, Larry Whitehead's old neighbors feel relief the manhunt is over and he's been captured without any further violence. This horse right here is expected to go for about $35,000 when he hits that ring this afternoon. And these great prices are really showing that the buyers have a lot of confidence in the horse market. The man that saved Stacy Phillips's life actually works right down the street from her and, come to find out, is best friends with one of her family members. The AP also reports authorities may have found other bombs in the city. We don't know yet the cause of the explosions. The winner had crossed the finish line hours before, but others were still finishing the race. Dave, the first robbery was completely unsuccessful because the man they tried to rob had nothing valuable on him. This is what's causing Denellen's financial problems. This is Greenlight Communications. That's right, Chris, and families and their dads had a lot of fun here at Dad's Day, including visiting with some famous ducks. When she came to this table, sat down, passed out, and then ended up on the floor.
Yeah, you just want to reach to the video and help her, but you can't. It's so hard to watch.
Sonica, Catherine, people nationwide associate the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting with two things: mental illness and gun control. Larry Elmore loves skydiving, but his first love is aviation. He wanted to jump out of this airplane, a World War II C-47. And former Florida Governor and State Senator Bob Graham says he's not surprised the government shut down on Tuesday. He sat down with WUFT News today and said he is discouraged, but has hope things will improve. A family farm in Williston is chugging down the track with a little help from the nation's most famous duck family.
No, your eyes aren't deceiving you.
We have a full-size train in a hayfield.
One of the first trains, that is, to go through the Rocky Mountains in the late 1800s. But what is it doing on a 170-acre farm in Williston, Florida? Well, let's just say it was love at first sight.
My wife told me I had to have an obvious sign for her to even think about giving me permission. So when I found this train in the woods about 2.5 years ago, it was covered in weeds. They were going to scrap it, and I went home and I said, you got to let me keep this thing, and that's kind of how the whole journey started.
The Kirbys have turned the train from just an attraction into a large classroom, giving anyone knowledge about trains and life on the farm.
Our goal is when kids come out that they get an A on their next quiz by accident. That the educational part is just so cool that they're taken by surprise on what they learn.
The history in this train brings out the child in all ages, and on June 15th is going to host the kids from the world's most famous duck family.
So what are y'all doing?
Just going bowling with some friends.
Sadie and John Luke Robertson from A&E's Duck Dynasty will be at the Kirby Family Farm's Dad's Day event this coming Saturday, and we're told there might be some other familiar faces that come with them. Daryl's wife Tracy says her husband's love for this train gives her hope for the future of the farm.
You know, he dreams big, and he has taught me so much about faith. And he's started speaking things, and they start happening, and it's transformed my life and my view of faith.
And for Daryl, the train isn't just a journey filled with history, but it's a childhood dream come true.
It never gets old. I mean, you know, he comes out, the train's blowing its whistle coming out of the woods, and I'm thinking, man, that is just awesome. And then it dawns that it's ours.
There will also be monster trucks and plenty of other exciting exhibitors at Dad's Day. They're expecting close to 10,000 people at the event, and tickets are going fast. For information on how to purchase your ticket, visit our website at WCJB.com. Lauren Lettelier, TV20 News.
Hayden Fowler won something most 7-year-olds can't say they have.
It was cool because it was my first grand prize, my first belt buckle.
Hayden showed her lamb at the Florida Sheep, Wool, and Herding Dog Festival and won Champion Pee Wee Showman. But this accomplishment couldn't have happened without a lot of work.
She got her first lamb back in July, and she's raised it from a baby. They were bottle babies, so it is really good to see her go through a couple shows and finally get her first win.
Now what the kids are doing here today is a little bit different than normal. Instead of the animals being judged, it's the kids themselves. The kids have to be able to set their animals up and make sure they show the judge they put a lot of hard work into their projects.
I also work in the school system, and I feel that if they're involved in something all the time, they're not going to have time to get in trouble.
Working hard and staying out of trouble. Those seem to be the reasons why parents get their kids involved with 4-H and the Future Farmers of America, but that's not why the kids are passionate about their animals.
They make me feel proud of myself. Very proud of myself.
Lauren Lettelier, TV20 News. Dr. Travis Tootin and his family raise peanuts
right out of the field
and cattle on a farm in Anthony, Florida, one that's been in his family for 3 generations, 4 if you include Luke. In recent years, cattlemen nationwide have struggled, but a new development here in Florida could soon change that for the region. Magna Auto Parts owner Frank Stronach bought 10,000 acres near Fort McCoy for a new Adena Springs grass-fed cattle ranch, which will feature up to 15,000 cattle and a slaughterhouse. The new venture will directly affect Tootin. His property backs right up to Stronach's land. Tootin, like most farmers in the area, is hopeful this will boost the local cattle market.
It's going to allow us to be able to move our beef and give us an alternate way of doing business.
Still, there's a hitch in this plan. Stronach would need to use a lot of water.
An irrigation system like this one is an example of what Stronach will be using in order to water his land. With a flip of the switch, the St. John's Water Management District estimates he'll be using up to 13.2 million gallons of water per day.
It's a big deal.
Marion County commissioners held meetings to review Stronach's application for a special use permit for his slaughterhouse. They all approved the permit because they felt it met the qualifications and more.
We're trying to, make sure that we can find a way to bring jobs to Marion County, so it was a jobs issue for us.
Tensions are rising as an August 26 deadline approaches for the St. John's Water Management District to decide on Stronach's permits. Environmentalists say additional water usage could dry up the springs because of the large amount of land needed to irrigate.
It's damaged goods now.
Springs expert Dr. Robert Knight says Silver Springs is in bad shape from increased water usage and nitrate pollution. He also says it could be impacted from the number of cattle Stronach would have and how close they would be to the springs.
The waste from that many cows is equivalent to between 100 and 300,000 people.
Tootin believes this won't happen. He says farmers are stewards of the land, and Stronach emphasizes this on his website.
If they ruin their land with over applications of fertilizers or overwatering or whatever, they won't be able to produce the beef that they need to produce.